Have you ever said, I'm overwhelmed? I have too much going on. I'm stressed out. I can't keep up. Most people think they're overwhelmed because life is demanding too much from them. But what if the truth is something else? Just totally something different. What if you're not overwhelmed? What if you're overcommitted? What if the real problem isn't your workload? It's your inability to say no. Welcome back to the Marcus Allgood Show. I appreciate everybody listening and watching and sharing the show. If you get any value out of this, please share it. Like and subscribe on YouTube. And the lies we tell ourselves are always, always going to be there. The, the, the thing you really got to do is you got to figure out, is it a lie? Is it not? And then move on from it. Like, get over the lie. Like, figure out if you're lying and make it so you're not lying. And, if it's definitely a lie, go against what it's saying. People love saying, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed, I'm swamped, I'm drowning. Sometimes it's true, but often the deeper truth is you said yes. You volunteered, you agreed, you committed, you added it, you allowed it. You you brought this into your life. You could have said no. You you are the one who brought it in. You're the one who said yes to everything. And next thing you know, boom, it's all piling on your plate. Most overwhelm isn't caused by what happens to us, it's caused by what we agree to do and what we agree to with other people, with ourselves, with just everything that life has to offer. Why we become overcommitted? Fear of disappointing people. People don't like saying no to other people. That makes them think that they're going to quit talking to them or they're going to be mad at them. There's all sorts of different reasons why you don't say no to somebody. You say no because you want to be liked also. And you're scared if you say no, you're not going to be liked. They say yes because they want approval. They want to be liked. They don't want conflict. They just, yeah, I'll do it. Because they're too scared to say no. So they sacrifice themselves over everything else. They'll sacrifice their time, their happiness, and their sanity just because they said yes to so many people. So every time you say yes to something you don't want, you're saying no to something you do want. Because of the fact that you're piling it on and you're not going to be able to do anything that you want to do. Sometimes it's fear of missing out. People think, what if the opportunity disappears? What if I regret it? What if everyone else is involved? So they commit to everything and focus on nothing. They just keep piling it on. And what if everybody else is involved? Who cares? Just pick what you want to do. Just because everybody else is jumping off the bridge doesn't mean you need to jump off the bridge. And that came from my parents. I'm sure their parents said it, but it still holds true today. You don't have to be fearful of missing out on something that you could say no to. The need to feel important. I used to feel this way. I used to think if I go to all these different functions, I'll feel important and people will respect me and they'll say, "Oh my gosh, he's everywhere. He must be some kind of important person." This is one people some people stay busy because busyness feels valuable. If they're constantly busy, they feel needed, relevant, and important. And a lot of people want those questions coming to them from other people because they feel needed, that they're getting asked these questions, but it's really just sucking up your time. Being busy and being effective are not the same thing. 100% not the same thing, because of the fact that just being busy can lead to not any work getting done, not having anything done. You could just be spinning the wheels the whole time. The cost of overcommitment. Overcommitment steals the peace, your focus, your energy, your patience, your relationships. You start living reactively instead of proactively. Everything feels urgent. Everything feels stressful because everything is competing against your attention. Everything's trying to get your attention. It just feels like overwhelmed because of the fact that you've stacked so much on top of it that you don't know which way to go, which direction to go, and you don't even know where to start. When everything matters, nothing matters because of the fact that you don't know where to start and you don't know where you need to go and what direction to get clarity on anything that you're doing at the moment. Why successful people say no more than they say yes. High performers understand every yes costs something. costs of time, your energy, your focus, your attention. The most successful people aren't successful because they do more. They're successful because they do less, but they do better because they're doing less things and they're doing things that they want to do, and they're saying no to all the things they don't want to do and they can't help with, or they don't want to help with. They say yes to the things that they do want to help with that make them happy. That in turn makes them more successful and makes them a lot happier. Success isn't built by what you add. It's built by what you're willing to eliminate. Taking those things out, think about going out partying, drinking, all those different things, doing drugs, things like that. Like, if you take all that out, imagine how much more time you have for self-development, or, your career, your job, anything like that. Anything to make yourself better. And then take out Netflix, take out playing video games. Like, once you take out all those time suckers, you have way more time to figure out you and what you like to do and what you could do to be successful. The power of boundaries. Boundaries is really hard for most people because they think that it's being selfish, and they just don't think that people are still going to like them even though they have their own boundaries. But boundaries are so important, especially when you get into your 30s, 40s, and 50s. Even as a teenager, you probably need some, but it gets more and more important the older you get. Boundaries are super responsible. Without boundaries, everyone gets access, everything gets priority. Your goals get pushed aside. Like, you get pushed aside because of everybody else's things that they have going on. People often think boundaries hurt relationships. The opposite is usually true. Not more boundaries, but if you have boundaries set in place in the beginning of the relationship, it's probably going to last a lot longer. Healthy boundaries protect relationships. People who benefit from your lack of boundaries will always struggle with your growth because of the fact that they think that you're pulling away from them now. Once you start getting boundaries, they're going to think that you don't like them or things like that, but you're just establishing boundaries to have your time back. And that's okay. If they get jealous or they get upset, anything like that, that's a them problem, not a you problem. How to stop being overcommitted. Audit everything. Look at commitments, responsibilities, obligations, recurring tasks. Ask yourself, does this still deserve my time? And if it doesn't, get rid of it. Learn to pause. Stop immediately saying yes. Say, let me think about it. Let me check my schedule. I'll get back to you. It is okay to get back to somebody. You don't have to answer them right away. But I'll just get back to you in a little bit. Let me see what I got going on today or tomorrow. Or just tell them no right away. It's okay to say no right away. You don't have to go check your schedule, knowing that you definitely don't want to do it. So you have to protect your priorities. You have to protect your priorities. If everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. Because of the fact that, how are you going to prioritize everything when you need to prioritize one or two things? You got to get comfortable disappointing people. And this is really hard but it's necessary. You cannot build an extraordinary life while trying to keep everyone happy. Like, you just can't make everybody happy, and that's just the way it goes. That's just the way life is. So remember this. Every yes creates a future obligation. So choose carefully. Choose your yeses like they're $1 million yeses, because of the fact that no's are cheap. They're harder to give out, but they sure are cheap. You don't have to spend much time on a no. It's no, and you just move on. So the closing challenge I have for you today. This week, I want you to pay attention to every time you say yes to somebody else or something that is not, or not even, just pay attention every time you say yes. Ask yourself, am I saying yes because I want to? Or because I'm afraid not to? Because your future isn't being destroyed by one big decision. It's being shaped by 1,000 small commitments you've never questioned. You don't need less responsibility. You need fewer unnecessary commitments. That's the pod. I appreciate everybody listening and watching. Share the show if you got any value of this. And I appreciate you. Have a good day.